So very good evening to everybody and welcome to EGO, the skill provider. So our utmost aim, the final destination is how you guys can speak English fluently, confidently. आपण माने केमती इंग्लिश टाकू confidently कहबे, fluently कहबे, and that is why we are here. And basically there are two kind of thing happens while ever you are trying to speak English. Data जिनिस घटुची. The first thing is that you are trying to communicate, and the second thing is that you are trying to express. So let me give you the difference. The first one is something called trying to communicate. Communication happens with anybody. You can communicate with a boss, you can communicate with a friend, you can communicate with your wife, you can communicate with your anybody in the world, with your father, mother, everybody. But remember, whenever you are trying to express yourself, emotion is there. There is emotion. ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆପଣ ଓଡ଼ିଆରେ କିଛି କୁହନ୍ତି, obviously you get that kind of emotion. But ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆପଣ ଇଂଲିଶରେ କୁହନ୍ତି, ସେ ଇମୋସନ ଆପଣଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ ନଥାଏ, because you don't know how to express it. That's the reason. Suppose ମୁଁ ପ୍ରଭାତ ସାରଙ୍କୁ first time ପାଇଁ ଦେଖୁଛି on the screen, so I'll say hi sir, good evening. The very next time sir will tell us, sir very good evening sir. I'll say this again, sir how are you? Sir I am fine, what about you? So this is a process. This is called communication, but there is no emotion is attached. So communication plus emotion equal to expressing yourself. So we are here to express you. We are here to give you the platform how to express yourself. This is not a medium where you can only communicate. You have to express yourself. Upon need to express through English. Let me tell you, my friends, this is one of the finest things that we are going to do. We are trying to give you the platform to express yourself, not to communicate. Communication happens with anybody, anytime. Even you are writing through a message, you are trying to communicate. Upon WhatsApp रे किसी जन को message दउछंती, you are also trying to communicate. You are trying to say hi sir, good morning, communicate. But whenever you say me, sir, the class was so amazing. Look, your voice, your everything synchronized. So that is called emotion, and that is where you really express yourself. It's not about communication. So let me tell you, my friends, communication and expressing yourself are two different things. And let me tell you, we are here to discuss how to not communicate only. This is the one part of the story. And the second part is that how to express yourself. And to express yourself, you have to speak like a native speaker. You have to speak like a native speaker. And to speak like a native speaker, you have to know two things. One is called collocation, other is called phrasal verbs. As simple as it is. I have already informed many times in the past. आमे जेतोले निजकु निजे एक्सप्रेस करिया पे चाहउछंती गोटे मीडियम रे से मीडियम ता होची इंग्लिश, and we want to be very expressive. We want to express our emotion, your thought, and that time you have to learn two things, and these two things can convert yourself from a non-native speaker to a native speaker. बर्तमान आमे समते non-native speaker अछन, because English is not our mother tongue. English is not our mother tongue. That you know very well. This is something, a second language we are studying at school, college, or at university level. This is not our mother tongue, my friends. But people of America and people of England, that's their mother tongue. So if you want to speak like a fluent speaker, I mean to a native speaker, just like a native speaker, you have to learn two things. That's the only way you can improve yourself. One is called collocation, other is called phrasal verbs. Phrasal verbs, I have taken few classes. Collocation, I have given you the fundamentals. We have taken some classes also. But here the problem is that there are so many collocations are there, quite difficult to remember. अनेक गुड़े collocation अछि. आमे जितने की जाने चे, even I can tell you there are maybe 50,000 collocations are there if you want to speak just like a fluent speaker. For 50,000 collocation, remember kariba, memorize kariba, it is very, basically a very difficult task for us, Herculean task for us. It's a gigantic task for us. We cannot do that. We have a limited resources. आपण को पाखरे एते टाइम भी नहीं जहा कि आपण टोटल मुखस्थ करी कि मन रखी ताको ठीक समय यूज करी. So we have come up with something called subject based collocation. आमे गोटे particular subject नौचंती and what are the collocations there we are trying to discuss. We have taken a collocation regarding to family. We have taken a class about the collocation that you can find in computer science. We have taken a class that collocation you can find in sports. And today we are going to discuss something about collocation that you can find in something called health. Health is wealth, right? Health and sickness. There are two things, right? Whenever you are ill, you say, I'm sick. Whether you are down with fever, you have a bad headache, you have a mild fever, or you are suffering from a severe illness, whatever it may be. So what are the collocation available in health and sickness? Very important topic, my friends. Those who are new joining, it is my sincere suggestion, request you, don't be disheartened. ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ପ୍ରଥମରୁ ମୁଁ ଆଉଥରେ ନେବି, ମୁଁ ଆପଣମାନଙ୍କୁ କହିବା ପାଇଁ ଚାହେଁ there are so many like intermediate ମୁଁ କହିଛି ଆମେ ତିନିଟା step ଦେଇକି ଯାଉଛନ୍ତି. First is something called the EGO basics. EGO basics means that you have to learn what is the fundamental of spoken English, how you can really proceed. The second is called intermediate level, that EGO intermediate, and the last one is called EGO advanced. That time you will convert yourself, you can transform yourself. That time I have nothing to do, you have to train me, I am nothing to train you. Okay, so that's quite very interesting. So आज हमें जो विषयटी आलोचना करछन, that is what is the collocation that you can use in health and sickness. The collocation is nothing like, if you'll ask me, sir, what is the best definition of collocation? I can say to copy a foreigner. Foreigner means a native speaker. If you want to copy a native speaker, you can speak English just like a pro. You are just like a professional, and that's how exactly happen. Upon the first time, whenever you are for the first time, remember your old age, you are trying to speak English, you are trying to speak your mother tongue, Oriya. Upon kemti kohutile, you are trying to, you are trying to follow somebody, your mom ko follow kohutile, and mom was trying chando mama, like you are frequently trying to put that word inside your mind, and that is called collocation. Do you know we are also learning collocation during our childhood from our mom, dad, and whoever is there. The same things I'm going to do with you, and it's quite interesting, my friends, because every time you are trying to learn collocation, you are richer by some vocabs, and you are trying to convert yourself or transform yourself from a non-native speaker to a native speaker. बर्तमान आमे समस्त होउचंती native speaker. Okay, so we are right now non-native speaker. We all are non-native speaker because this is not a mother tongue. People from India, or people from UAE, people from Sri Lanka, people from whoever is there around you, you can say we are non-native speaker because this is not a mother tongue. But we want to speak English just like a professional. How can you speak like a professional? And something called error-free, effortless English. Effortless means no effort. आपण ओडिया कहले से आपण effort दो ना. You are speaking as if it's coming automatically. Suppose अशोक सर के ओडिया कहउछंती, प्रभात सर ओडिया कहउछंती, मुक्तिकांत सर ओडिया कहउछंती, आपण जो माने ओडिया कहला समय you are not struggling at all. Are you struggling? No, not at all. The answer is no. Why? Because it just comes very automatically and it's very natural. आपण कहा कुछ देखिबे से बसिची, ए कोन पय बसचेटे सेड कहीं जाऊनो, like you speak because you know collocation in Oriya. Exactly same things I am going to give you the path, going to give you the platform, going to give you the momentum. You can speak just like a native speaker. And let me tell you, my friends, spoken English is not a rocket science. Today I am telling the same things time and again. It's not a rocket science. Anybody can speak this beautiful language with less effort, with right kind of mentality, right kind of approach, and right kind of mentorship, and right kind of training. 4 things is required to speak it, and I'm going to give you and these 4 kind of platforms. Okay, so thank you all for listening patiently to me. So let me try something today. We are going to learn something called collocation that is happening, or that is available in health and something called sickness. Okay, I'm going to share the screen. Here is the screen before you. Okay, this is my topic, something called health and sickness. What are the health related and sickness? So before, just don't look at it, listen to me carefully. I want to ask you something. So first of all, if you are suffering from fever from the day one, I told you, my friends, you know that suppose you are suffering, you have a fever, ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଜ୍ୱର ହେଇଯାଇଛି, ଓଡ଼ିଆରେ କହିଲେ ଆପଣ ବୁଝିପାରିବେ, ଆପଣଙ୍କ ଜ୍ୱର ହେଇଯାଇଛି, ତ ଆପଣ କଣ କହୁଛନ୍ତି, ଆପଣ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆପ୍ଲିକେସନ ଲେଖୁଛନ୍ତି, ଆପଣ ପିଲାଦିନ ଇଭେନ ଷ୍ଟାଣ୍ଡାର୍ଡ 4 ଯଦି ଆପଣ ଓଡ଼ିଆ ମିଡିୟମ ସମସ୍ତେ ହେଇଥିବେ, ଷ୍ଟାଣ୍ଡାର୍ଡ 4 or ଷ୍ଟାଣ୍ଡାର୍ଡ 3 like that, in our time it was standard 4, so basically standard 4 ରୁ ଆପଣ ଲେଖିଥିବେ I am suffering from fever. Suffering from fever. So what is suffer? Nobody knows. Whether suffer is the right word there, nobody knows. We have been taught like this. हमको एई भड़ा वे taught करा ହେଇଛି जे जेतले तुमको ज्वर ହେଇଥିବ तमे लिखिबो I am suffering from fever. Anyway, it's in application, in translation, everything you are so habituated, so acquainted with the word suffering from fever. But whenever you are a headache, are you going to tell that I am suffering from a headache? No. You say, I have a bad headache. I have or I had. These are the few things that you have to change. The first one you have to say, I am suffering from fever. That's correct. I am suffering from fever. Let me, before I can share this screen, I want to bring that whiteboard before you so that you can easily understand what has been I'm going to write. Okay. So whenever I say, suppose you can say like that, I am suffering from fever. Okay, this is something called you have been writing it for a long time. 1 minute please, let me realign it. Okay, just check it out. Here what I have written it here, I am suffering from fever. I am suffering from fever. So this is the right word you have been using since day one. But can you say I am suffering from headache? Suppose you have a headache, something like that. You have another called headache. You have a headache. Can you say I am suffering from headache? The answer is no. You have to say I have a headache, or in the past I had a headache. Remember, you have to use. So what is the right collocation here? Right collocation here, you are telling fever. It is something called fever. Here, something called fever. Okay. So fever, you can use suffer fever. I'm suffering from fever. That you can say for fever. Okay. So that is the right collocation. Suffering from fever. But whenever another form of look, fever, illness, backache, throatache, all things are suffering, right? These are form of illness. It is the headache. You cannot use something called, you can say I have a or I had a headache. You can say I have a headache. I have or had. Okay, you can say like this. You can say have or had, like that. You can say like this. Let me tell you, suppose you can say I have a fever, sorry, I had a headache, or I have a headache. Suppose upon ebe suffer hochandi. Let me tell you, Muktikan sir cannot take my class right now. So what will tell, sir? If he'll ask you why you are not attending the class, sir, what to do, sir? I have a headache right now. I have a headache, right? But if I'll ask the same question tomorrow, say kon kahibe, actually I had past tense. So check out the collocation. Check out the collocation. Exactly the same things. Let me tell you, another pain is called toothache. Dantobinda jota apna kouchan. Okay, there is something called toothache. Whenever toothache happens, what you can say? I am suffering from toothache? Absolutely not. You say I have or had, the same things is going to happen. The present tense you are trying to express yourself, you can say I have a toothache or I had it. So just check it out. Suppose there is something called cold. Thonda jota thonda hai jai cold. Cold is also a form of illness. Okay, something called cold. Okay, so whenever you say cold, you can say that I catch or I catch or caught. That is accordingly as for the tense and time you can use. So look at the collocation that you can normal. Eta hochi normal jinsh. This is something happens normally. Mu jodi apanku pacharibi like Arvind sir pacharibi, sir why did not you attend the class yesterday? Sir, I was suffering from fever. That's very much possible. Or I had a bad headache, I had a toothache, or I caught a cold. I caught a cold. So these are the four kind of illnesses, normal illnesses. The first one is called fever, headache, toothache, cold. And cold comes very very frequently to you. Ame jota kochi thonda hai jaichi amu. To thonda hai gala pore, so let me tell you, suffering. You cannot use suffering except fever. Check it out. Suffer am kebal suffer को छाड़ी देले fever को छाड़ी देले अपन जो तीनटा का symptoms मु कहली, you have fever, any kind of fever, dengue, malaria, typhoid. You can say I am suffering from typhoid, I am suffering from something like this. Okay, and headache is something called, but here I want to rectify yourself. Whenever you say I am suffering, always use a pretty good word, that is called something called down with. Okay, I am down with fever, or I was down with fever. Down with, that's the new format. That is how the American and British people try to express themselves. Look, data jinsh mu apanu kochi, communication is something different, express korea different. Jetale apan gote khelo dekhuchanti, suppose India Pakistan match hotila, and I know 90% people who are just sitting before me are sports enthusiastic. You love cricket, I know, because I know I'm a I love cricket. I obviously 90% people love cricket also. So ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆପଣ ଲାଷ୍ଟ ମୁହୂର୍ତ୍ତ ଦେଖୁଛନ୍ତି, ଆପଣ କେମିତି ଆକ୍ସନ କର, wow, oh my god, yes, like wow, what is this? You are trying to express yourself. Say express yourself. Whenever you are trying to express yourself, you are trying to express yourself in Oriya. Can you express the same in English? No. Why? Because you don't know the right collocation. ଆପଣ ମନ ଇଚ୍ଛା ଲଗେଇଦେବେ. So that is not, so ଆପଣ ଦେଖିଥିବେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ମାନେ କ୍ରିକେଟ ଖେଳ ହଉଛି, ଲାଷ୍ଟ ଓଭରରେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଇଣ୍ଡିଆ ଜିତି ଗଲା, जो लास्ट बॉलटा, द लास्ट बॉल रे जेतला हमरो माने अश्विनी गोटे शॉट लगेले and India celebrate. Look how the the entire stadium was just like howling, India like that. So that time the commentator on the other side was trying to express themselves. What he was telling, it was a volcanic celebration. Volcanic. ଆପଣ କେବେ ଶୁଣି ନଥିବେ, what is volcanic? ଆପଣ ଜାଣିଥିବେ volcano means like ଆଗ୍ନେୟଗିରି. ଆଗ୍ନେୟଗିରିର କିଛି ଗୋଟେ ଟାଇମ ନଥାଏ, ଲାଭା ସେଥିରୁ ଅଟୋମେଟିକ ବାହାରି ପଡେ. ଯେମିତି ଗୋଟେ ଲାଭା ହଠାତ୍ ବାହାରେ, ସେମିତି volcanic celebration. ଯେତେବେଳେ ଇଣ୍ଡିଆ ଯୋ ଲାଷ୍ଟ ସଟଟା ଇଣ୍ଡିଆ ଜିତି ଯାଇଛି, ଇଣ୍ଡିଆରେ ଯେତେ ସବୁ ସପୋର୍ଟର ଥିଲେ like you, me and whoever present at the stadium, they erupted in joy, and that is called volcanic celebration. Ravi Shastri ko bhasha eta, and it was a just like going to the fence, just like a tracer bullet. Tracer bullet, apan janchante bullet. What is a tracer bullet? If a ball is going to the boundary with a breakneck speed, with a high speed, that is something called tracer bullet. ए word ओडा सुनला परे आपन को लागुथिबो एक्चुअली को एडा के इंग्लिश ना किछ एक्स्ट्रा पढाउछ, नथिंग सर. This is called speaking American or British way. ଆପଣ କଣ କହିବେ, like people are enjoying the game. No, this is boring English, written communication. It was a volcanic celebration. Okay, I'll call you sir, Sushant sir. Okay, so let me tell you, तो एठी हमें कोन देखिले वी आर ट्राइंग टू अंडरस्टैंड हियर जे एक्चुअली जेते हमर सब माने गोटे हमर अछि फीवर हेडेक अछि टूथक अछि एंड कोल्ड अछि तो कोल्ड रे देखंतु what exactly we have been we say we are suffering from cold, we are down with fever, we have a headache, we have a toothache, or I have caught a cold, you have caught a cold, my father has caught a cold, like that. So I believe ए जो अपन नॉर्मल इलनेस जो चारि पांचटा जिंस कहले आई थिंक दिस इज क्लियर टू यू अपन एटा बुझी पाइले कैन आई गेट अ थम्स अप मार्क कैन आई गेट अ थम्स अप मार्क इफ यू रियली अंडरस्टूड एवरीबॉडी ओके अदर्स अपन बुझी पाइले फीवर सहित केवल खाली ओके फीवर सहित आमे केवल खाली प्रभास टू एवरीबॉडी ओके प्रभास सर ओके थैंक यू सर सो अदर yes yes sir yeah speak it up
सर सर
yes
कैच ए कोल्ड लगे गोटे सेंटेंस कोइ
सुनंतु कोल्ड टा ऑलरेडी हे जाउची आई एम गोइंग टू कैच ए कोल्ड अपन को तले ठंडा हवा पई कहबो अपन देवाशीष राइट देवाशीष यू आर देवाशीष स्पीकिंग राइट
यस सर
ओके सो देवाशीष लाइक नो सपोज अपन गोटे बाहर को जाई छथि अपन को बाहर को जिबा समय रे अपन को फील हैला अपन को ठंडा धरी गलानी तो अपन कोन कहबे मामा just give me some like warm water or some tea because I feel I am going to catch a cold मते लागु आपण जे कहंतनी मते लागु मते ठंडा धरिवो आपण फील करंती yes yes or no so you feel like this so you can say I feel I expect I'm afraid I am going to catch a cold बुझियला सर are you getting my point
yes sir
okay
yes,
and
sir.
I have caught a cold means you have already cold रे suffer होछन so remember amar je kichida symptoms mu deli forget about everything one is called fever headache देखो जरो होबा ठंडा होबा दांत बिंधा and cold एडा होची कॉमन सिम्पटम जोडा कि शीत दिन आराम से होबा आपन बर्तन the winter has set in and the all the 5 or 6 symptoms like you are going to get अपन 100% पाई but let me tell you आपण मन इच्छा कोठे व्यवहार करिवेनी माने मु जदी कहया कथा आई एम सफरिंग फ्रॉम फीवर आपण कहबेनी जे आई एम सफरिंग फ्रॉम हेडेक आल्सो नो आई हैव ए हेडेक और आई हैड ए हेडेक आई हैव ए टूथक और आई हैड ए टूथक आई एम गोइंग टू कैच ए कोल्ड आई हैव कॉट ए कोल्ड so this is something called collocation that you can use with cold toothache headache and fever fever can be any fever it can be dengue it can be any kind of fever अपन जानि छ जहां भी yellow fever it can be any kind of fever जगह रे सफर लागि that is called right collocation मु अपन कहू छी जेतला अपन एक्सप्रेस करिवे सपोज like अरविंद सर मते कहबे sir I could not attend the class because I had a toothache yesterday and I could not sit there properly so prabhas sir कहबे sir why did not attend the class sir what to do I caught a cold yesterday or I have caught a cold right now so it's very difficult for me to sit and listen to it I have a coupled with I have a headache also so it have a headache have toothache catch or caught a cold and suffer from fever these are the collocation normal collocation this is called collocation ta mane collocation mane कोटा को word सहित लागिवो that is the British and American way using your things so this is the common symptoms मैं आपन कहि देली apart from that let's try to find out what are the other collocations available आकु छाडी देले ए चारटा जिंस आपन जानछंती याकु छाडी देला परे आउ कोन कोन जिंस अछि let's discuss okay so I'm going to again share the screen and it is there on your screen right now just check it out everybody so there are I'm just trying to read everything and the bold or italicized words bold word achi kichi kichi and italicized words are there just check it out there are a number of lifestyle changes you can make to improve your overall health overall health means your complete health अपन को complete health ta checkup karibe that's a wrong sentence my friends complete nahi that is overall health not complete health and increase your life expectancy means how long you can expected to live you can quit smoking quit or give up mu apun कहथिले एटा quit means you want to live but एटा अपन live करि परिबेनी live live माने अर्थ प्रत्याग करिवा and छाडीवा जोटा हमें कहउछिन but quit smoking reduce stress Look out each and every words. Eat a balanced diet. Get plenty of sleep. I'm not getting plenty of sleep these days. Get sleep and exercise regularly. These are the few things that you have to remember. Quit smoking, reduce health. These are the combination of words. Eat something called a balanced diet, get plenty of sleep and exercise regularly. And also important to get vaccination or immunization. Get vaccination. Have you got vaccination? आमे कोन कहछ have you आप कोन कहउछन आपण वैक्सीन आपण जो वर्तमान कोरोना पे चलथिला लाइक फ्री इंडिया गवर्नमेंट बा जे गवर्नमेंट हमको प्रोवाइड करथिला तो आपण ताको केमति प्रकाश करथिले got vaccination or get vaccination. Have you got vaccination? Yes, I got vaccinated yesterday or I got vaccinations yesterday, like that you have to use. Or immunization to prevent diseases. No matter how healthy you are, it is still a good idea to have health insurance, a program or plan to cover expenses in case of an accident or serious illnesses. If you are in a car accident, you might suffer or sustain injury. आपण इंजुरी टा केमती एक्सप्रेस करंती हाउ टू एक्सप्रेस इंजुरी मु कहबी जे आपण गोटे इंजुरी हे जाईची व्हाट यू कैन से सर आई हैव ए इंजुरी हियर रॉन्ग suffer injury or sustain injury you can say sir yesterday I fall down and I suffered injury here or I sustained injury here look at the word injury जगह रे suffer किमा sustain लागिबो धरंतु आपण को जगह गोटे खंडिया हो गला ताकू आपण इंजुरी मार्क कहबे ना देयर आर सम इंजुरी मार्क्स हियर सो इंजुरी माने आपण सेटे कोन लगेबे यू हैव टू यूज टू वर्ड्स ईदर सफर किबा सस्टेन आई सफर और सस्टेन्ड इंजुरी ईदर यू आर ओके विथ सफर यू कैन से आई सफर ए बैड इंजुरी हियर ओके ओके फाइन आई एम गोइंग टू एक्सप्लेन सर आई एम सफर और सस्टेन सीरियस इंजुरीज माने अपन जोटा क्षत होई जिबा whenever you say suppose you have a problem here suppose आपण गोटे कार रे जाउछंती बा आपण बाइक रे जाउछंती साइकिल रे जाउछंती आपण को जने फोर व्हीलर आसी पिटी दोछि आपण तळे पड़ी जाउछन तळे पड़ी गला पर किछि जागा रे इंजुरी होछि माने क्षत होछि से क्षतटा को आपण केमति एक्सप्रेस करिवे हाउ कैन यू एक्सप्रेस मु कहबी जे एक्चुअली भाबंतु जे मोर काली गोटे एक्सीडेंट हे गेला तो अरविंद सर मते कॉल करिवे देवाशीष बाबू कॉल करिवे सुशांत सर मते कॉल करिवे सर आर यू ओके यस सर आई एम ओके but I suffered some injury in my leg or in my here and there I can express or my backside like that I can say suffer injury quite interesting have injury no I had injury I have injury no all are wrong collocation suffer or sustain injury जोटा गोटे वर्ड यूज करिवे if you say आपण देखिबे I suffered injury and sustained injury basically sustain is more is more pragmatic you can use upon a newspaper oda ketel paibe I that guy car met with an accident and he sustained serious injuries serious means it is the intensity is more माने अत्यधिक इंजुरी हे जिबा को सीरियस इंजुरी बोल पाछ हेवी इंजुरी हबनी मोर इंजुरी हबनी सीरियस इंजुरी सीरियस इलनेस सीरियस इंजुरी अत्यधिक इंजुरी हे धरंतु आपण टिके खंडिया हेतिबा दरकार बट पूरा ए एरियाटा पूरा छाडी जाई नथिंग इज देयर आपण देखंतु ए पोर्शनटा पूरा खंडिया हे जाई पूरा माने ए फालटा उडी जाईथिबो नहले पडे एते जोर एक्सीडेंट हेतिबो जे सो दैट इज कॉल्ड सीरियस इंजुरी आपण कहबेन जे अन्य किछ सीरियस इंजुरी एंड हाउ आई सफर्ड सीरियस इंजुरी सफर मु कहितली सफर कोठे लागिले आपण जानले सफर इंजुरी जागर लागे सफर फीवर जागर लागो the point you should remember okay of course if you are wearing your seat belt you are more likely to have a minor injury two things are minor injury or serious injury minor opposite minor I'm going to explain sir minor injury means when the injury is small आमे कहते small injury आपण बहुत जगह यूज करंती ठीक है small injury हो जाय wrong collocation right collocation is something called minor injury I got minor injury or serious injury remember major operation हो ना तांकर आज गोटे मेजर ऑपरेशन अछि दैट्स ओके बट माइनर इंजुरी छोट क्षत को आम इंग्लिश रे कहबा माइनर इंजुरी स्मॉल इंजुरी हबनी सर स्मॉल सहित जेमति म आपन ऑलरेडी लिसन केयरफुली दोज हु आर लिसनिंग फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम आपन फास्ट फूड कहउछंती आपन क्विक फूड कहउना फास्ट फूड सहित जेमति गोटे कलोकेशन अछि एग्जैक्टली सेम वे यू हैव टू से माइनर इंजुरी माने स्मॉल इंजुरी टा को माइनर स्मॉल आमे कहबानी दैट्स ए रॉन्ग वर्ड माने जदि अल्प टिके क्षत होइथिबो जस्ट लाइक एमति गोटे जस्ट टिके हो जाय चलिबो सेटा इट हैपेंस sometimes आपण कोठे बाडे हे पड़ी जाउछंती you are also having some problem that is something called minor injury or serious injury the opposite होची serious injury so minor injury or serious injury okay so if you are wearing your seat belt you are likely to have only minor injuries if you have broken or fractured a bone very interesting broken is something called British English fractured is something called American English. You can find it out. Okay. Bone is something called जोटा हमें हाड़ो बोली कहूची. Okay. आम भीतर हाड़ोडा को bone बोली हम कहूची. Okay. Suppose you broken or fractured a bone. आपण जेतले गोटे एक्सीडेंट होची obviously आपण हाड़ो भी भांगी जाउची. Right? So that is called I fractured my bone or I broken my bone. For example, your leg, the doctor will put leg in a cast. In a cast माने गोटे cast अपन देखिबा गोटे आयरन भीतर रखा जाय त ओके इफ यू हैव ए कट द डॉक्टर गिव यू स्टिचेस स्टिच लगा जाय अपन देखिचंती इफ हैव ए बर्न द डॉक्टर गिव यू ऑइंटमेंट टू प्रिवेंट इन्फेक्शन अपन ऑइंटमेंट लगांती कोन पई ना टू प्रिवेंट इन्फेक्शन आउ इन्फेक्शन हबन अदरवाइज द एंटायर पोर्शन विल बी जस्ट लाइक ग्रोइंग अप डे बाय डे ओके if have a minor alignment what is alignment alignment माने जोटा आपण देखंतु हाथ टाइम टी खसी जाइथिबो गोटे जागा रे पूरा थिबो ना एटा खसी जिबा को alignment बोली कहै जे minor alignment like a headache you can take some aspirin or to relieve pain reduce the effect of the pain if you suffer from a chronic condition look these are the words आपण भाबुथिबे एटा कोन पई म आपण कहूची you are trying to express the right collocation in health रे एडा आपण डॉक्टर पाखे को जिबे ए वर्डडा ताको तो सुनिबे तो बेटर यू अंडरस्टैंड एवरीथिंग गोटे डॉक्टर को जब पाखे को जिबे आपण सपोज इज ए मेडिसिन स्पेशलिस्ट और समथिंग बिग डॉक्टर जो ओडिसा रा ख्यातनामा डॉक्टर जोटी एसीबी मेडिकल होंतु बा किछि किछि सम हॉस्पिटल बसचंती तांको पाखे को जिबे दे आर ट्राइंग टू एक्सप्रेस दिस थिंग्स अच्छा टिके पेन टा रिलीव करिया पई तो आपण जदी ठीक वर्ड टा बुझिथिबे इट इज बेटर फॉर यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड यू कैन एंड दिस इज वेरी इंपोर्टेंट माय फ्रेंड्स एटा मु कहूनी मेडिकल रिपोर्ट रे आसीबो ए जिंसोडा थिबो so this is the right collocation eta janile it is going to help you two ways you can express yourself and second thing is that you can understand if something has been written you can also understand that okay something called you take some aspirin or relief pain to reduce the effect of the pain if you suffer from a chronic condition a condition that continues for a long chronic disease kwa jaye chronic disease माने देखिबे किछि डिजीज आपन को माने लाइफ सारा चलीथिबो फॉर ए लॉन्ग टाइम 20 years 30 years गोटे जदी डिजीज चलीला दैट बिकम्स ए क्रोनिक कंडीशन ओके लाइक एलर्जीज अस्थमा बैक पेन डिप्रेशन and both are over the counter on prescription medication that can alleviate the symptoms alleviate आपन गोटे वर्ड सुनिथिबे to alleviate poverty what is poverty आमे जोटा दारिद्रता को दारिद्र आम देश रे बहुत गोटे poverty अछि lot of people are not able to eat alleviate संपूर्ण दूरेई देवा को alleviate बोली कहै छै आपन को देह रे जो सिम्पटम्स अछि किछि गोटे रोग अछि ता डॉक्टर कोन कहूची किछि असुविधा नै औषध खाइले आपन 100% भलो होई जिवो से भलो होबा को alleviate the symptoms over the counter medication that you can buy without a doctor's prescription okay when someone has a minor respiratory infection को कहि छै एडा को ए जो वर्ड ओडा आपन पढुची that is something called collocation देखंतु we say they have a cold मु एबे कहउतली आपन को I have a cold I had a cold yesterday have a cold not suffering from cold भूल करंतु नि सर don't try to आपन एठी राइट टा सिखंतु forget about anything आपन नॉर्मल तो 5-6 पद ठीक रे इंग्लिश कहि परिबी काली आपन गोटे जॉब करिवि somewhere working you want to put a message what a message you can put आपन ठंडा है कि आपन स्कूल आस परिबेनी और कॉलेज आस परिबेनी how can you say Or how can you say, sir, I have a cold right now. It's very impossible for me to concentrate work. I cannot come. I cannot attend the office. I have a cold. I am suffering from cold. Wrong. That's why they have a cold. Don't get too close to that person because you should catch a cold. Ebe Devasis mate pacharthile, sir, catch ta lagei kuhuntu right now. If you go to a person who is close to a person who is already suffering from cold, or sorry, have a cold, then you should catch a cold. There is a chance you could catch a cold. You can catch other type contagious disease as well as sexually transmitted. STD is sexually transmitted. AIDS jota ame koche, that is also I have a AIDS. Have lagi. Okay. If someone is diagnosed with more serious illness such as cancer or AIDS, there are more extensive treatment is required. Okay. When a disease has progressed so far that it is impossible to cure, then the patient is said to be terminally ill patient. आपण सुनिथिबे, मु सुनिछि आपण भी सुनिथिबे जेतले आपण मेडिकल को जानती से समय किंतु डॉक्टर कहन ए तमे गोटे टर्मिनली इल पेशेंट को नेके आछो, टर्मिनली इल माने जे लास्ट मुहूर्त हे गलानी माने मरिवार आपण ताकू नेके आछंती से लास्ट मुहूर्त माने जोटा के आउ किछि नाही ता देरे मे बी ही इज गोइंग टू डाई, देयर इज अ चांस 50-50 चांस और 90-10 चांसेस आते. So that time you can say terminally ill patient. That means there is impossible to cure it. There is no possibility, and the possibility is very 1% is there. गोटे लोक लेट बी कंज्यूम पॉइजन से नहीं जाइए आपण ताको रखी 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 नहीं जाउछंती 2 दिन पे. So doctor will come, this is a terminal ill patient. That means he is completely gone. Nothing is there. So that's why that when a disease has progressed so far, इतने जोर से disease टा जाई जेरी, just like cancer. Cancer last मुहूर्त रे आपण मेडिसिन ताकू नेबे, the what, it's a terminal ill patient. It is impossible to cure, and then the patient is said to be terminally ill patient. In the other word, the person will definitely die of the disease. So these are something called, okay, these are something called health related and something called sickness related. This is something called health related or sickness related collocation. Collocation, let me tell you once more. आमे जेतले दीटा को वर्ड व्यवहार करूछन आगुरु आज आमर लेट मी टेल यू लिटिल आम समस्त ओडिया छुआ तो आपन को गोटे जिंस मु कहि देबा पई चाहे आपन केतले ट्रांसलेशन चक्कर रे पडंतुनी आपन मु तो अन्य मानु कहि देछि. लेट मी टेल यू टू एवरीबॉडी जे गोटे एटा एम्ति होबो माने सेटा सेमते होबो. इंग्लिश रे सेमति सर नाही. आई एम सफरिंग फ्रॉम फीवर माने मते ज्वर होउछि. आई एम सफरिंग फ्रॉम फीवर. मते ठंडा हिछि. आई एम सफरिंग फ्रॉम कोल्ड. रॉन्ग रॉन्ग. काहे कि आई हैव ए कोल्ड. अच्छा मोर लाइक नो मते ठंडा हिछि. आई एम सफरिंग फ्रॉम कोल्ड. रॉन्ग. आई हैव गॉट ए कोल्ड. मोर मुंडो व्यथा होछि. आई एम सफरिंग. सब समय आपण सफरिंग लगे लगे एंड यू हैव कम टू दिस स्टेज. सो इंग्लिश रे प्रत्येक वर्ड सहित गोटे सामंजस्य रहउछि एंड दैट इज कॉल्ड कॉलोकेशन. आपण त केतले कहउना आज गोटे फास्ट फूड खाया पे जिवा. फास्ट माने कोन? क्विक. तो आपण कहउछन क्विक फूड खाया पे जिवा. काई कहउना क्विक फूड? व्हाई यू आर नॉट टेलिंग? काई कि ना फास्ट फूड ता होछि एक्चुअल वर्ड. फास्ट से तो फूड लागिवो. फास्ट माने कोन? मु कम फास्ट. देवासिस कम फास्ट. पर फास्ट माने कोन? क्विक. तो मु फास्ट जगह रे तार गोटे प्रतिशब्द होछि क्विक. तो क्विक मु लगेई परिबी कि नाही? आपण कहबे नाही सर लगेबेन. कोन पई? मु कहबी क्विक फूड खाया को जे आपण बुझी परिबेन. सर क्विक फूड खाया पे जिवा माने ओ फास्ट फूड. ओहो आपण फास्ट फूड कहया कथा ना, आपण क्विक फूड काई कहले? तो आपण जदि बुझी परना थी गोटे इंग्रेज बा गोटे माने नेटिव स्पीकर आपण केंति बुझिबो? आपण एतर फुल बुझी परथि मु जा कहउछि. आपण जेतले कहउचंती जे फास्ट फूड मु जदि मु काली तो फास्ट फूड कहबिनी, मु गोटे जगह लिखिबी क्विक फूड अवेलेबल हियर. देखिए 50% लोक 50 कोन ऑलमोस्ट 100% लोक बुझी परिबे कोन एटे क्विक फूड लिखा है गोटे. एटे गोटे फास्ट फूड काउंटर काले थिला. एटे कोन क्विक फूड लिखा हलानी? काहे कि ना आपण फास्ट फूड सहित परिचित. दैट इज द राइट कॉल. फास्ट सहित फूड जीवो. एटा आपण कहउछन जे एक्सप्रेस ट्रेन. एक्सप्रेस माने कोन? क्विक. आपण कहउछन क्विक ट्रेन कहउछन? नो. आपण कहउछन स्पीड पोस्ट. स्पीड पोस्ट एटा कोथरे आसिला? एटा स्पीड पोस्ट रे आसिला. आपण देखिबे सब पोस्टल ओडा के लिखा है स्पीड पोस्ट बोली. स्पीड जगह रे आपण क्विक पोस्ट कर दो ना. हबो हबन कोन पाई ना पोस्ट सहित स्पीड केवल जो सो दैट इज कॉल्ड कॉलोकेशन एया को हमें कॉलोकेशन बोली कहू तेणु एमती अनेक गुडे वर्ड अछि आमे त घोषिक तो मन रखि परिबेन वी कैन नॉट रिमेंबर इट बाय गेट इट बाय हार्ट मेमोराइजिंग आपण माने यू आर नॉट ओनली स्टडीिंग हियर आपण कर अलगा किछ काम अछि तो आपण को एमती गोटे वे रे पढिया दरकार अछि यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड यू कैन स्पीक यू कैन राइट यू कैन मेमोराइज एवरीथिंग सही परिबो whenever you are trying to learn something एमती आमे गोटे गोटे जिंस जतले सब्जेक्ट वाइज आलोचना करिबा it is going to help you मु आपण को अनेक गुडे सब्जेक्ट दे देछि the first subject I given you about family आपण कहतले my close family member no immediate family member भूले जबो से मोटा close family member wrong immediate family member मु कहितले आपण को से आपण दादा को पुओ भाई आपण को he is my close relative wrong he is my I have given something called extended family member आमे आमो इच्छा रे इंग्लिश कहले सर हबन एवरीथिंग विल बी रॉन्ग मु कहिछि टेंस एंड टाइम परे आउ गोटे होछि कॉलोकेशन 90% ऑफ पीपल नेवर टच कॉलोकेशन सेति पई आपण जेते आपण को टेंस ठीक थाउ वोकैब्स ठीक थाउ आपण 100% इंग्लिश कहउथांतु किंतु आपण दे कॉलोकेशन नै सेथरे 90% इंग्लिश भूल कहउछथि आपण मो कथा न बिलीव करंतु आपण जानतु यू लिसन टू एनी ऑफ द ग्रेट स्पीकर सत्य नादेला Indian origin staying is Microsoft CEO then Google CEO Sundar Pichai Narayan Krishnamurthy तांको आपण सुनंतु टिके ऋषि सुनाक the right now the prime minister of Britain आपण सुनंतु they are speaking जो वर्ड कहबे बहुत सिंपल वर्ड से माने कोंती बट सबुथरे कॉलोकेशन ओ सहित कोटा लागबो आपण मन इच्छा कहले होबन आपण कहि देबे मु ताले मु कहबी जे काली मु कहबी सर एटा हैप्पी न्यू ईयर आमे न्यू ईयर हैप्पी न्यू ईयर कहउछंती बट मेरी क्रिसमस कहउछंती काई मेरी क्रिसमस काई कहउछ काई हैप्पी क्रिसमस कहले होबनी कोन पाई होबनी कॉलोकेशन एई वर्ड से सेटा लागिवो किए कहछि ना नेटिव स्पीकर कहछि नेटिव स्पीकर को आमे सुनिबे ना काम कथा से माने सुनिबे आमे मन इच्छा इंग्लिश कहबे आमे स्टैंडर्ड नबा नो स्टैंडर्ड होछि से माने ताकू आमे फॉलो करबा राइट तो जेमति सब नदीर थाए समुद्र पड़ी गले सब जिंस हो जाए सेमति आमे जदि इंग्लिश पढुचे हमर परफेक्शन पॉइंट होछि एटा एंड दिस इज आमे एठी अछि आमे चाहूचे परफेक्शन को जीवा पई एंड दिस इज द नेटिव स्पीकर जेमति कहूची आमे सेमति कहया पई चेष्टा करबा आई एम श्योर एंड इट इज गोइंग टू हैपन माय फ्रेंड्स यू कैन ट्रांसफॉर्म योरसेल्फ विदिन 3 to 4 months of time if you are learning collocation and I am going to teach every collocation किछि प्रॉब्लम नै मु आपन को देखन केते कॉलोकेशन देले आपन ठीक है बेटा प्रैक्टिस करंतु ऑब्वियसली यू आर गोइंग टू गेट दैट मच ऑफ थिंग्स 100% यू आर गोइंग टू गेट एंड बेसिकली आपन जो माने नुवा जाज जॉइन करछंती सुशांत सर हला कोतले सर किछ बुझियो डोंट वरी यू आर गोइंग टू गेट द फुल क्लासेस आजि एटा होची आपन ग्रुप रे क्लास करछंती काली आपन कर गोटे फंडामेंटल क्लास अछि 7:30 pm 7:30 pm रे आपन काली गोटे क्लास अछि I request everybody to attend the class and sure you will get everything nothing to worry upon jota problem hochi okay so don't log out I just want to ask you few questions Arvind sir aji class ta buchi hela do you understand everything or any doubt
yes sir we got everything sir today
Ashok sir
that is a good sense to me
great sir Suryakant sir Suryakant sir
sir good evening sir
good evening sir sir आपण बुझी हला आज do you understand
हां sir बुझी गली
great अरुण sir अरुण कुमार प्रसाद sir अरुण सर आपण बुझुथिले ना किछि ते प्रॉब्लम हला आपण
जी सर
सुशांत सर लास्ट अडू आपण देखौथिले लाइक सर एटा बुझोन सेटा बुझे आपण बुझी हला सर डू अंडरस्टैंड
I don't anything understand, sir.
Okay, fine. Upon get first class tomorrow. Once you are joining the class, you can easily understand. Subhashini.
7 p.m.
Yeah, 7:30.
7:30.
Yeah, sir. 7:30. Subhashini ma'am.
Yes, sir.
You got
I
it.
got it, sir.
Great. Muktikan sir.
Yes, sir. I got it, sir. There is a question, sir.
Yeah, please ask me.
Sir, जो terminal disease, the terminal ill.
Terminal ill patient. सुनो तो terminal terminally disease को जाने terminally ill patient बोली को जाए. Okay, let me show it out once more so that it is going to help you out. That is called terminally ill patient. The patient is terminally ill or terminally ill patient. Terminal disease is something that is going to kill you. Terminally disease बोली किसी नहीं. Terminally ill बोली को जाए. That is terminal. देखो, the patient is said to be terminally ill. That means, in other words, the person is definitely going to die very soon. Terminally ill patient बोली को जाए. Terminal disease बोली serious disease कहबे अपन. Or you can say it is one of the deadliest disease. Like आप एबे आस्तेला corona. It is a global disease. It is going to kill person like that. But terminally ill patient. Now it's clear.
Sir, clear, sir.
Okay. And Sanjay sir, Sanjay Malik.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Got it?
Sir, today's topic was very good, and you have discussed about that all about human thing and human bodies, and I feel it will good for everybody or help for everybody because everything known that words and I sir I have one question.
Yeah, please.
Sir, yes, sir. You should keep some practice classes.
That will be done. Listen,
what it
mo
will be.
मते आजी क्लास परे काली आपन को प्रैक्टिस होची. Actually किछि नुवा स्टूडेंट आपन सहित जॉइन करछंती. So if I'm going to put the practice, it is a problem for me. So that's why I'm not going for practice tomorrow. But I'm going once that 7:30 class is over. I'll go for some practice. Different kind of practice will be there. Okay.
Yes, sir. Because everything we are listening and just listening and not talking. So it will be better.
Obviously. I understand, sir. It will be done. And
Thank you,
Shakti Prasad, sir. Shashwat Shakti Prasad, sir.
Yes, sir. I understood.
Great. So in first class, but I'm so happy for you that at least you are, vehemently you're telling, sir, I understood. Dhaneshwar, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You understood or any problems?
Yes, yes.
Okay. I believe I have spoken to everybody. Anybody is there? I have not. Devjanima. Devjanima. Apna buji pa?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Problem.
Yes. Yes, sir. I got it. Today class was very effective.
Okay. And dekhantu, Prabhat sir, you are so passionately, coming and looking everything. Prabhat sir, kemti lagila class? The first class, mo bhabuchi, apni kosto thai pare, but I just want to listen from you, sir. Prabhat sir, can you hear me? Apan unmute kari kon sir? Apan mute hi jaychen.
Today I will attend the class. I will be very happy, and this I will understand everything, sir.
Tomorrow, sir, you have a fundamental class at 7:30 p.m. I request everybody who are there right now, Shakti Prasad sir, Prabhat sir, Sushant sir, a lot of people are there. So I request everybody to attend that 7:30 class. It is going to boost your morale, sir. So don't miss that class tomorrow. I'm going to specifically design this class for you, how you can understand, how can you align your mindset to speak English fluently. Okay. So I believe like that. Lot of people have spoken. And okay. So one more things I just want to tell you. ଆପଣ ମାନଙ୍କର ଯାହା ବି doubt ଯେତେବେଳେ ବାହାରୁଛି ମାନେ on the spot ଉପରେ, don't shy away asking me the question. Look, this is something called a platform. Don't consider me as something called here. I am your friend. I am your guide. I am your just like mentor. Speak करिबारे आपण English speak करिबा I am just like a mentor. तो आपण केबे भी नेबे निजे if I'll ask देखंतु मुक्तिकांत sir हुंतु they are asking question. They'll ask question. So this is a good practice actually. I love whenever you ask question. I love it. काहे कि ना आपण को doubt बाहरिबो जदि मु clear न करिबे why you are attending the class. It is not like a monologue. It should be a dialogue, right? So आपण मानकर जेतेला जहा doubt आसीबो ask me right away. Ask, put the question, put the mic and tell, put the hands up, sir, I don't understand it, please explain it once more. We'll stop it there. आमे question माने दौड़ेबानी माने हमर उद्देश्य नो जे कोर्स दौड़ेबा सरदेबा ओवर नो. Let me tell you, आपण माने एबे जॉइन कले सार माने भी जॉइन मैडम माने भी जॉइन करती मु आपन को एति ऊपर जेते दिन पर्यंत आपन को इंग्लिश परफेक्शन आसी आपन प्लेटफॉर्म छाड़ डोंट लीव द प्लेटफॉर्म आपन परफेक्शन आसीबो आपन को फील हैला यस आई कैन स्पीक इंग्लिश देन यू कैन लीव मी अदरवाइज डोंट लीव इट यार प्लीज इट्स माय सिंसियर रिक्वेस्ट यू काहे कि ना वर्तमान जो एंथुजियाज्म आपन अछि आपन गोटे थोर प्लेटफॉर्म छाड़ी गले ना होबनी आज गोटे बाइक किणवार अच्छे रात 12टा हो गला आपन से 100 सेमती न खाई पड़ी काली हो गले सर आप 10टा बेले जीवन ना मुझे किंतु से उद्दीपनाटा आज ही थी जो मैंने गाड़ी किनते से जान आज गाड़ी किणा हम माने आज रात 10टा हो गला मतलब प्लाटफर्म में बसते सेमती बस आज गाड़ी धरिकी जी घर आई वांट टू शो ऑफ तो सेमती आपण गोटे उद्दीपना अच्छी जो मैंने मो सहित जॉइन कर यू हैव दैट काइंड ऑफ यू नो सीरियसनेस इज देयर सो वंस यू आर लॉगिंग आउट द प्लेटफॉर्म I'm sure that you are not getting that kind of seriousness and it's a problem. So don't leave the platform. असुविधा हबो call me up. My phone is always open for you. मते कॉल करंतु सर एटा बुझी होनी मते डिससैटिस्फाइड हे जाउची एया प्रॉब्लम होची आई हैव एवरीथिंग टू गिव यू आई एम गाइड यू बिकॉज़ आपण मते ट्रस्ट करछंती मो प्लेटफॉर्म को ट्रस्ट करछंती मो टीम को ट्रस्ट करछंती इट इज माय टाइम टू गिव बैक टू इट इज टिट फॉर टैट आपण मते ट्रस्ट करछंती आई डबल ट्रस्ट यू डोंट वरी I am here to give you that kind of things. Thank you for coming, joining,
Yes,
and enjoy. Yes, yes, please.
Yes, sir, sir, some new words I can memorize because all some new words forgetting I can't remember all things because
So you need
I didn't before I
you need
did
that
not
how to
know
remember
about
the new
yes,
words. Okay.
yes, sir,
We are
yes,
going to take
sir.
a class
How
day
to-
after tomorrow. How to remember new words. How to remember new words. I mean collocation padhibani se dino. We are not going to learn how to remember new words and memorize it and to implement it. That we are going to day after tomorrow. Just remind me tomorrow so that I can prepare that topic and come to you. Okay. Any
Thank
other
you.
doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. Thank you all for coming, joining, enjoying the class. I'm so happy for you. I'm very energetic team. And see you tomorrow with a new topic. And hopefully, then the class is going to be very interesting and exciting for you. And it's going to help you a lot. Thank you all and good night.
Thank you, sir.